Alright, now in today's episode of Things That Can Go Terribly Wrong, we're putting in a new ECU in my truck. So you're going to need your old ECM for this, because you'll need this cover and a ram stick looking thing out of it. And now this blue thing we also need. Pull them away, lift this up and out, keep it the same orientation, put it in the new ECM, push these until they click, just like that, good. Now we can put our old ECM in the box because we don't need it anymore. We need this plate for, and it sets in just like this. Grab those 2 1/4-inch bolts. Alright, so that all connected up. Let's reconnect the negative terminal of the battery and try to start it. Here goes, well, a lot. Started right up. Alright, and 1 throttle position sensor later, that check engine light that initially comes on when it starts is now gone. But if we come over here, before I replaced the ECM, I was getting check engine light codes for the oxygen sensor. So that's what we're going to be replacing today, just to see if that clears everything up. Alright, so I saw this trick in a different YouTube video. You spray water on the threads of it to try to rapidly cool it. Try to crack any rust and stuff free. Or just give me a constant spray of water until it stops sizzling. There we go. I've also been soaking it with penetrating fluid. So as you guys can see right there, it's all wet. I've been soaking it with fluid. It's cooled down now. Well, as much as I possibly could. Grab our wheel chalk. Give it some good shakes to make sure it's not gonna fall. Well, so I'm down here looking at this here O2 sensor. That's the plug. This is the plug for the one that I need. As you guys can see, it's completely different. So I'm gonna have to make a run back to the parts store, see if they have the right one in stock. So while I'm waiting for new parts, I might as well put on my cool decals for the side of my truck bed. That looks good, bro. There's a couple bubbles. Alright, we'll connect it up then. Alright, so the brand new ECM throttle position sensor, O2 sensor. My truck seems to be running decent. I am still tracking a little bit of a problem, which I'll go more into detail next video. But for now, I want to explain where I've actually been for the past, well, 2 months. Starting off a little bit before April, my truck actually blew a head gasket. Now what happened was I noticed white froth under my oil cap, so I checked my dipstick. My oil was in not good shape. So obviously I called the mechanic. I got an estimate for how much it'd be to fix it. We took it to him. We went on spring break. I got a bunch of footage on spring break. But once my truck was in the shop, I kind of ran out of content ideas because I have a lot of ideas surrounding my truck with upgrades I want to do, different parts I want to change, and things like that. So without my truck, basically my video creativity kind of went stagnant. So I decided I'll just take the time when my truck's in the shop just to kind of take a break from YouTube, kind of just step back. So that's where I've been. My truck was in the shop for a month, but that was because there was a little bit wrong with it than just the blown head gasket. Basically, when the heads were taken off, piston 8 was full of antifreeze. Then it turned out 4 lifters were completely blown in it, which obviously that's not good, and that kind of explained why it ticked so much. And all the valves in my truck were severely burnt because the truck did almost overheat once. The heads were slightly warped. Luckily, they never cracked or nothing because they did go to a machine shop to get remachined and resurfaced, but they were able to correct the warpage. And when I got it back, it sounds great. I mean, as you guys heard, the tick is barely there. I mean, obviously it ticks a little bit because it's an old Chevy, and let's be real, every good Chevy ticks. But definitely now it sounds good. It sounds like a truck. And not to mention the passenger side exhaust manifold was completely missing an exhaust stud, so that kind of explained why the cab was was so loud. And for any of you guys that don't know, with a head gasket job, basically a lot of gaskets get replaced, like the exhaust manifold gaskets, because all that has to come off. The intake manifold gaskets are replaced because that has to come off as well. All the throttle body gaskets are new, and they sell that in one big kit. I do want to say something though, if your car blows a head gasket and you catch it very quickly, don't just go scrap it or nothing. I mean, if it's a good car or still runs good, get that head gasket fixed. I mean, mine, it still ran good, and I caught it early enough where I figured it was reasonable enough to get the head gasket replaced and fixed. And what can be told from just looking at the engine from above and kind of rotating the pistons a little bit, the engine didn't look like it was in terrible shape. But we're back now. I have a lot of different videos in the works regarding my truck and all these parts I'm changing. I have a little bit of a performance piece coming in the mail in the next week or two, so watch out for a video with that. But that's it for me, guys. After a 2-month break, I am back. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.